Everybody, it is J Mac, and welcome to Bigfoot Input. We are here for another installment of cryptid pictures, reactions, whatever. I'm a little out of sorts tonight because we've been doing cleanup from Hurricane Ian all week. It's been a long week, a little tired. And I go to pull my mic out tonight to record and find out that the cord's broken. But the show must go on, so let's get into it. Crack open something cold to drink. We're doing a Stella tonight, and let's go. Sorry, pause for beer. Alright, let's get into those comments, because you know they're out there. Wow, this video is a joke. I was laughing my ass off, says legitimate hair. This is a Reddit comment. I'm glad your hair is legitimate, and glad I could make you laugh. Damn man, get some glasses, comma, comma. From Blue Sky 7. I asked Blue Sky what does comma, comma mean? What does that mean when you put two commas? But he never got back to me, so if anybody knows, holler at me. Knock it. No, I'm sorry. Hang on. Let me try again. Knocked fout. Just like government and politics. Suppress the truth. Spread lies. That hurts my feelings a little bit. This guy, Ned Kent, who looks oddly like Anton LaVey, by the way, says, now head over to Quanon for the rest of your ridiculous quote-unquote news. That's just mean. This one is from Zushiba on Reddit. They say, nothing says professional like a slideshow with two different free video editor logos plastered over it. First of all, I find it funny that this person thinks I'm a professional. Like, I'm not even an amateur. I'm just short of a 40-year-old guy who stole his parents' laptop. Alright. Yes, I do use a free video editor because I do not make a salary doing this. And I used a free video compilation thing to make my intro, you know. So, and I've had a few people complain about the watermarks. Well, hey, sorry guys. Any time that anybody wants to start paying me a salary to where we can upgrade this thing, I'm game. But you know, lately the videos that I'm putting out are only getting a couple thousand views, and there's no money in that for me. So we're gonna make do with what we got, and I'm gonna keep doing this because I enjoy doing it. Speaking of doing it, let's do it. So this first set of pictures, it's real interesting. You have black and white photos, obviously of some sort of, almost looks like a canyon. You got this Bigfoot creature there on the left hand side. You know, he fits the bill. He's big, he's hairy, got a cool facial shot there. There's a few other pictures. We're going to scroll through them for you. You'll see that the background is the same. It was all taken in the same place, same time. And yeah, there's another one, looks like another facial shot there. So there's two things about these pictures. There's four pictures. There's the fourth one. There's a few things about this that stick out to me. Two things, as a matter of fact. First of all, this picture. Compare the size of this guy standing in front of this little archway in the canyon wall. I'm going to flip back to the other picture so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, here he is again. He's standing here. The archway is just above his head. Flip to the next picture. His head is in the archway. What does this mean? Alright, well, I'm no expert when it comes to photography. In fact, I'm not an expert on anything. Nor am I a professional. I know there's people out there spreading that rumor. Don't believe them. But what this says to me is that the camera moved. It's at a different angle now. Maybe it's lower to the ground. It's definitely closer. It's not a trail cam. So there's that. The second thing that sticks out to me is that 3 out of the 4 pictures, they all have this little frame. It kind of looks like a watermark, but let's just say it's, whatever. It's part of the camera. But it has this purple 3-letter REC, which would obviously mean record. Yet, the pictures are black and white. So what we are to believe is that even though this camera is modern enough to have the REC in purple, it's not modern enough to take color photographs. So my spidey senses are tingling, and I'm going to have to call BS on that one. Next. I've seen this picture many times around the internet, and I've never honestly really knew what to think about it. Yeah, it's a bipedal creature. It looks like it might have hair. It's a little hard to tell, but I can kind of see some little fur bumps there, which could also just be pixelation. You can kind of see the face line. I think what throws me about this, first of all, are the feet. The feet almost look like hands. It's weird. They don't look like feet at all. Like on that left foot, it has like an opposable thumb. And then the left hand, his left, I can't tell what's going on there. It could just be pixelation, or it could be something. The right hand, however, unless he's carrying something, it has like these sort of 3 like long claws. And the arms are different lengths. I'm going to venture to say that this is some sort of creature from a movie that was probably so bad that nobody really knows what it is. It kind of looks like, if I had to date this picture, I would say late 70s. Yeah, I got to go with some sort of movie creature. Nothing about this makes sense. Like, it doesn't make sense at all. So we're going to move on from that one. Speaking of not making sense, enter this guy. This picture, we get sent this stuff sometimes, and I'm like, where the hell do you guys come up with this? This is, I'm just going to call him Ram Man for lack of a better term. It looks like an upright walking ram. He almost has like a little bit of a bear face, but he's got these like horns coming down from the ear, or at least we can see on one side, and it looks like the head of a ram on an upright walking body. And I just, I don't have a reason to say that it's fake, okay? I don't. Somebody told me one time, they said you kind of have to just follow your instinct, your gut on some of these pictures, and I believe that it's true. Because although I can't really tell you why, nothing about me believes that this is a legitimate picture. Why would somebody dress up in a ram outfit in the middle of the friggin' woods and just stand? I don't know. People do weird stuff all the time. People eat candy corn, like, voluntarily. Okay, so if they're gonna do that, maybe they're doing this too. I don't know. It's weird. Plausible, sure. It has to be, but something's wrong there. Too many red flags. This guy. Okay. Enter Mark Anders. Again. I'm so sick of talking about this guy. I really am. This is Mark Anders' Bigfoot suit. Yes, it's fairly impressive. It's impressive in every picture that you see it in. It's always the same thing. Big black. Blah, blah, blah. You'll get to recognize it. It's the same picture over and over again, just in a different angle. Alright, so this picture, this intrigues me, like it always has. It came out in, like, I guess the date there says she's November 30th, 2010. I thought it came out sooner than that, but it is what it is. And this is obviously a trail cam. It's not uncommon for trail cams to be black and white. And this is, what you would call the Rake. And I don't believe that the Rake and the I'm gonna say the Thin Man. I think he has other names, but they're not like the same. They're not the same creature. I think that one of them is very lore, and the other one is possibly plausible. This creature here falls under the plausible section. I don't want to bore you with my theories on mole men, but I sincerely believe that given a certain time period in our history, in certain areas, children were viewed as extra mouths to feed, and sometimes there was no food to be had, and it was easier for these parents to drop their kids off in a cave, you know, in the wilderness, whatever, and just sort of, expect them not to survive. And maybe they did survive, and maybe they took to cave living, and then they bred and evolved, or at least adapted, if not evolved, because like this creature in particular right here has tapetum lucidum, eye shine. So it's a humanoid figure that has eye shine, no hair, all white, naked, obviously, and it looks like a human that has been living in a cave for a couple generations, maybe more than that. I don't know how long it takes to actually adapt eye shine, but seriously, if you were stuck in a cave, you would start seeing in the dark. You would develop echolocation, maybe, like a bat. And I think that mole men are 100% plausible and terrifying. And I think that this could be a picture of a real mole man, which, or feral human, basically, but a cave-dwelling feral human. There's a difference. And, yeah, look at that thing. I mean, it's terrifying. And you imagine that thing coming after you in the middle of the night. There's a lot of things out there, guys, out in the woods that we don't know about, and if this is one of them, well, this is why I don't go into the woods at night. You can call me whatever names you feel like. That's fine with me. I'm still not going. Alright, I'm going to let you take a look at this picture while I drink this beer. So what I hate about this picture is that it's almost plausible. But what I'm going to say is that whatever this creature is, which I think it's a human being, it's wearing clothes, first of all. You can tell, yeah, it's covered in mud, but it's wearing clothes. Its hands are cupping something. It's holding something. Almost looks like it's holding some sort of drink, maybe. Like a can. Maybe it's beer. I don't know. And I think that it's wearing one of those full head masks that you see around Halloween, and it's just covered in mud. Now, why would anyone want to do this? Again, folks, I don't know, okay? I think this guy is partying out in the woods, in the mud with his friends, and he puts the mask on because it's funny, and he's covered in mud, and they're like, hey, you look like a monster, and let's take a picture, and there you go. And I think that one, we can put that one to bed, I hope. So this one's interesting. Yeah. I mean, you could easily make the argument of Chupacabra, I think, We got some claws on the feet there. Got long toes, actually. Longer than you would assume for, like, say, if it was like a dog or something, Very long toes, long tail, again. Too long to be any sort of canine type creature that I can imagine, even a feline. And then, unfortunately, we don't get a great look at the face, but you can see the ears on the top of the head, and it seems to have sort of a gaping maw, like the mouth is like open, and it's hairless and it's black. Unless somebody can come up with a better answer, I'm gonna go ahead and lean towards Chupacabra on this. I think that somebody caught this thing jumping over their fence. And, yeah, that's all I've got on that, Alright, this is a cool picture. I don't know who this is from. I'm sorry. I wish I had the information on this. I'm sure I snagged it off of somebody's Facebook somewhere, but um, yeah, it just looks like it's just obviously sort of a bipedal. Well, I'm gonna assume it's bipedal creature. It's a Bigfoot. Damn it! Why are we tap dancing around this? Okay, look at it. Look at the facial features. It's a Bigfoot. Is it a suit? I don't know. How many of these suits exist in the world? What if there's like 20 suits? I think we've identified a lot of the suits to where they keep popping up here or there, and we say, oh, that's that suit. I saw it in that other picture. But this looks genuine to me. It's just low quality enough to be real. If it was a little better quality, you might have to question. Well, but I'm gonna go plausible on that one. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys two pictures, and there's this one, and then there's this one. Now, are they from the same place? I don't know. That's too difficult for me to say. The second picture, it kind of I don't think there's any. Okay, I was kind of questioning whether there was something in its hand. I think that's a rock to the background there, and I would have to say that it looks fairly plausible. So, and I've had a lot of people ask me, why haven't you done a video about the, I hope I don't mispronounce this, but I'm going to call it the Dyatlov Pass. And if you're not familiar, well, go Google it. There's 100 articles about it. And it's, a group of teenagers or folks go up into the mountains for some reason, and they meet an awful fate. I mean, they all die in a horrific manner. Each one of them a little different, actually. It's funny. Some of them get crushed to death. Some of them get their lungs ripped out. I mean, it really gets gruesome. And the government and the powers that be have come up with a million reasons why this happened. I mean, some ridiculous type reasons too. One of them was what was the one that it was an avalanche? Of course, it's the most common reason that you get your tongue ripped out of your face is an avalanche. But if you go look at the physical injuries of these people, it's absolutely terrible. They ran out of their tents, in their underwear, in the middle of this, snowy environment. They basically, used a knife to cut their tents and, ran for it. And, I mean, can you imagine what would scare you that badly to take off running like that? Leaving your clothes behind, everything else. Anyway, the reason I've never done a video on it, and I may do one in the future, but I don't like to do things if I don't feel like I can add something to the story, And in this instance, it's been done to death. It's like doing a video on Patterson Gimlin. It's been done, and I just don't know if there's anything else to add. And if I find something, I'll do a video, and if not, well, anyway, it's rumored, mainly this first picture. It's rumored that one was taken by the young lady who had a camera with her. She took a bunch of pictures, but it's rumored that this was taken, and the theory is that this is a Sasquatch, or actually, sorry, a Yeti, and that this Yeti was responsible for their deaths. Maybe multiple Yetis, but anyway, that's the theory. And upon further investigation, the second picture has nothing to do with that first picture, because it is much more clear and obviously taken with a better camera. And yeah, that was an oversight on my part, honestly. So now I'm looking at a second picture thinking, well, hell, this could be legitimate too. Yeah, again, it's so weird how you're so close, but it's so damn blurry. And that could be because of falling snow, could be because of water on the camera lens, whatever. This could absolutely be a Sasquatch. It could be a guy in a suit, or even something simple like a ghillie suit. But, I don't know why you're wearing a ghillie suit of this color in the middle of the snow, So I'm just going to go plausible on that, because I just don't have anything better to offer. It's an interesting picture nonetheless. This picture. So this picture is quite obviously a Bigfoot staring into an infrared trail cam, right? Wrong. So some of the things we're going to take note of here are the eyeballs. The eyeballs are flat. Okay, they appear to be painted on the pupils, and it's painted on. The nostrils, they only go so far. Look at that left nostril. You can see that it's just completely blocked. So I would submit to you that this is a wooden mask, hand carved by someone at some point. Picture was zoomed in on, turned into this sort of greenish black and white filter, and there you have it. Okay, this is the infamous Dogman from the Scott Carpenter films. Now, I met Scott Carpenter in Tennessee at one of the cryptid conferences there in Gatlinburg, and hey, super nice guy. He was very cordial and willing to converse about various cryptid things, and I like the guy, so don't take that the wrong way. Don't take what I'm about to say the wrong way. I like some of his footage. I think he's got some really cool stuff out there in the world. This included is supposedly a Dogman. I believe it was taken from his back-facing camera. He loses me when he gets into the interdimensional portal type of rhetoric that he does. At some point in his career, I don't think he believed in that, or I don't think he pushed that agenda, but later on in life, he would turn over to believing that these creatures are interdimensional. And if you do, you do. Hey, that's fine. I'm not here to debate that. What I am going to say is that is not my personal opinion. I think we are talking about a physical, flesh and blood creature here, and people want to say that they're Nephilim, or they're demons, or they're aliens, or they're interdimensional time travelers, or they're the Tooth Fairy or Santa Claus. But for me, I like to base everything that I do in logic and reason, and so we're going to stick with that the Bigfoot and Dogman, if that's a thing, are just regular creatures that science has not cataloged yet. Alright guys, let's see. This picture, it's apparently from Alaska, so the picture says. This is either a complete fake or the best picture of Sasquatch ever taken. And the reason that I feel it's fake is I think it's weird, the different lengths of hair growth. Like the feet are different than the thigh and the calf, which are different than the torso, the stomach, which is different than the shoulders, and then he has these like massive tufts of hair coming from the shoulder there, and then he's got his like Bon Jovi hairdo, which to me looks a little like maybe got a little hair mousse in there or something. I'm just gonna say no on that one. I think it's a very obviously detailed, expensive looking suit, and I'm guessing it's from a movie at some point somewhere. I don't know the movie, unfortunately, but I don't think it's real. So right now, I'm gonna go ahead and throw this out there. I'm gonna apologize for our last video, the reptilian trail cam picture. Yeah, I got a lot of good laughs about that one being from the movie Pumpkinhead, which I apparently have never seen. And I'll put that on my list as a movie to see. Okay, and I was politely corrected. I was rudely corrected. I was corrected in many ways about that picture. And like I said, I don't do a ton of research on these. I've been doing this long enough to where I can look at a picture and recognize it and maybe tell you where it's from, or maybe tell you some backstory. But I don't study each picture before I do these recordings. I just don't have that sort of time available, unfortunately. Maybe one day, I could do this full time, but as of right now, it's very much just a hobby. And so yeah, I missed that one. Somebody had suggested in the comments that they found the mean comments to be funny, but that I should end the show or the recording with a nice comment. And I like that idea. I like to keep the positivity flowing, and I do get a ton of nice comments from you guys. I mean, geez, just a overwhelming amount of love comes from the people on the channel. So I'm going to take that person's advice, and I'm going to go ahead right now, and I'm going to show you this one. This is one of the nicer comments from John Beck. It said, when's the next upload? Been a while. And I said, it's literally been 8 days, John. Thanks for enjoying the content. And John says, 8 days is a long time. I need my input. And we appreciate that. I appreciate everybody enjoying the content. Right now, I'm going to ask you guys on a real personal level for your help. We actually need more views. Not that I want them, not that I'm on an ego trip or anything. I actually need more views to continue doing this, to make this worth setting aside my personal time to make these videos. I myself work 6 days a week, and I've got parenting responsibilities and things, so it's hard for me to set aside time to do these videos, but I do because I enjoy it and I want other people to enjoy it as well. But to make it worth doing, we need the views and the subscribers and everything that goes along with that. So please, from the bottom of my heart, I'm asking you, please share the videos with anyone that you know that you think would be interested on any platform. However you can help, we would appreciate it. Okay, so I appreciate you listening, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I'm going to call it a night. So that is JMac out, and keep squatching.